Hey, you guys, today we got another interview with another pro indie wrestler. He goes by the name of Sturdy Sal Mistretta. So we're just waiting for him to come in, and I'll let you guys get started. Hello, sir.
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing pretty good. How about you?
Good, good. The back's doing okay.
Yeah.
Good.
So how's your day going?
It's good, good. Just relaxing today. Didn't have any bookings or anything, so yeah, just relaxing Sunday.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, needed every once in a while for sure.
But first of all, thank you for the opportunity to do
Of
this.
course. Of course, yeah.
So, the first question is, how did you come up with the name Sturdy Sal Mistretta?
Yeah. So, Sal Mistretta is like my actual name. Like,
Okay.
that's my real my dad's name. I'm named after my father. I'm Sal Mistretta the third.
Okay.
Um, but so I'm trained at the Worldwide Dojo by Cheeseburger. Used to be in Ring of Honor, work in the Indies now. Yep. Um, so before my debut match, he came up to me and was like, "What's your name gonna be?" And I had no idea. I had never thought about, oh, what would my name be? He's like, "Well, Sal Mistretta is a cool name. Just like think of something before it." So then I started listing stuff that started with the S.
Mhm.
Um, I said sturdy, and he liked it, and we just kind of went from there. And it's been a good name. I've enjoyed it. Easy to say. People like to chant it. I feel like it describes me well as a short, stocky build guy. So yeah, it worked out for sure.
So, yeah, so how did you get into the wrestling business itself?
Yeah. So I was really a big fan as like a kid, I think, like most people. And then, like when I got older, kind of fell out of it. Like I actually missed a pretty good era, like that 2011, like CM Punk pipe bomb run. Like I wasn't watching during that time. Um, but in like 2017-ish, like my last year of high school, I discovered New Japan, and that kind of led me to discover like early 2000s Ring of Honor and seeing dudes like Homicide and Danielson and Nigel and all those guys that kind of paved the way. Austin Aries, Roddy, all those guys that kind of paved the way for not the big jack dudes to
Yeah.
be wrestler. Like you have to be a big jacked 6'5" guy to be a wrestler. So yeah, that kind of piqued my interest. And then after college, I was kind of want something else to do. Um, and found Cheeseburger School. Visited one time for a class and knew like it would be a good spot for me. And yeah, it was great fit. And uh, it's Cheese has been great to me and taught me so much. So and then I've gotten to learn from so many other great people there. So yeah, that's kind of the story of just like how I got into the business. It was really just something that after playing football and everything, I kind of needed something to do. And I always enjoyed wrestling, and I was like, see how it goes. And then you kind of fall in love with it when you start doing it.
Yeah, well, other wrestlers that I talked to, they don't. It hurts.
Yeah, no, for sure, for sure. Definitely taxing on the body, but I feel like the rush you get from like entertaining and talk like being able to express yourself in that way. Because my Sturdy Sal character is just me, just amped up to like 10. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's been great, and I've loved it, and I've got to do some cool stuff as well. So yeah, like I said, it definitely does take a toll. We're all kind of sore, but yeah.
So, how long did it take for you to get into your actor career?
Yeah. So At cheeseburger school, it's a little bit like different. Like you kind of start. You don't do anything in the ring at first. You start on the floor doing like a lot of body weight, like circuits and exercises, um, and just like because he doesn't know kind of everyone's athletic background, so he just kind of wants to get everyone in to a spot where he feels comfortable with them being in the ring, being able to control their own body weight and things like that. So you do that for, I mean, it depends how well you do. I mean, for me, it was like a month, and then after that, it was training. You kind of he has two classes. He has a beginner class. I did that strictly for like 5 6 months, and then after that you kind of move up to an advanced class, and I did that for a couple months. I think all in all it was about a year after I started training that I made my debut. So yeah, it was a year in, and then now I've been doing it for what, this is going into year 4. But yeah, it's different for everyone. Like some people pick it up quick, and they'll debut in like 6 7 months. Like we have a guy at the dojo, Flying Ryan O'Neill, like just picked it up like that. And he kind of debuted after 6 months. But there's people that takes longer than a year. So depends on how well you pick it up, and everyone takes different time, but we're all trying to get to the same place. But yeah, for me it was about a year of training before I got to debut.
So how was it taking your first chop?
First shot, that was first match. Yeah, that was first. I feel like every match since then I've taken one, which those I mean, I'm all right because I like giving chops too. So it's
Okay.
like if I like giving them, I gotta be able to take them. So yeah, but yeah, probably the first one of the first handful of matches for sure. But yeah. I mean, and we do practice them in training. So there was I don't know when that was, but before my first match, I had taken a couple just in like training and training matches also. Now I'm vehemently against doing chops in training matches. I'll say yeah, but yeah. Um, Definitely something. But yeah, I'm always good with it. I always tell everyone like, yeah, I got a big chest, man. You could throw it on me and I'll be all right. But I'm probably gonna give you one back. So as long as everyone's okay with that, I'm cool with it.
So it looks like you're in a tag team
Yes.
with, with a friend of yours. I think.
Yes, yeah. So he's actually he started a couple months before me training
Okay.
at the dojo. So we've been like I've known him for since I started pretty much. He was at my first class, David Moses, and we actually kind of how we formed is my first kind of year. We fought each other a lot because we had very similar styles.
Yeah.
And Cheese would like whenever we'd have these shows, he'd book us together. We would just go to random shows that like no one knew who we were, and people would just like they would pair us up because they're like, oh yeah, these two kind of like got similar vibes to them.
Hmm.
So we did that for a while, and that stunk because we just beat each other up really bad. And then eventually we're like, why don't we just do this? Power. There was Power Pro Lucha was starting in Philly, a big new promotion out in Philadelphia, and we're like, why don't we just team up and not beat each other up anymore and beat other people up? And we started doing that, and it's been a blast working with him. And being a tag wrestler is a little bit different than doing single stuff, so it's been like good for my creativity and trying to think of things to do. Yeah, it's been awesome. I've really enjoyed the tag team stuff that we've been doing as a part of the state champs is what we're called. So it's
Yeah.
it's been a lot of fun.
Okay. So where do you want to take this wrestling career to?
For me, I've kind of always been of the mindset that I've always wanted a contract, and um, wherever, just to get on TV and be able to, and I think I've kind of dumbed that down a little bit to like I just want to be able to make this my full-time job. You know what I mean? Like I can be able to do this and support myself, and live a good life, and eventually when that comes along, support a family with someone else, be able to do that. And I think I've met people, so many people on the indies now, that I'm traveling a little bit more, that do have been able to make so much, like make a living off of this. So it's kind of put it broader to me that it doesn't have to be a signed contract. Like if you stay on the indies and you sell you're over and you sell a lot of merch, and you know, your people are bringing you out to places because you're an attraction. You know, you can make a living off this. So that's kind of been my goal since the start. And you know, that's the long term goal. But you know, the short term goal for me is just to keep getting better and keep getting myself out there and keep you know, just trying to move up the ladder, move up the pecking order of the guys out here in the Indies. There's a lot of us, and there's so many great ones that you know. I want to be in that conversation for sure.
So you're mostly roughly in the East Coast.
Yes.
Have you ever been somewhere else like the West Coast?
Yeah, yeah. So, in the beginning of March, I believe, I was out in Oakland and I did Hood Slam, which was awesome. I wrestled Brooke Havoc there. It was a really fun match. She's great. Um, you know, that was really cool experience. That was really the first time that like I flew somewhere to wrestle, so that was awesome. And then I was in Vegas for Mania. I had a couple bookings out there. I got to do some fun stuff. I got to be in the GCW, the cluster. I don't know if cursing's good on here, but the cluster F. I was in that, which was awesome. And yeah, it's been cool, and you know, I kind of want to make more of a habit out of that. I mean, I've done like New England, like you said, like East Coast stuff, but yeah, I would love to travel, like get out to Texas. You know, the Midwest got some great stuff. Get back out to California because I loved it out. That was my first time actually in California, and I loved it out there. You know, but I also want to do international. Like I've never been to Canada. I haven't been to Canada yet. I want to do that. I want to do Europe, obviously, and Japan and Mexico. You know, I kind of. Like I said, want to be able. I love seeing places as well. Like I love traveling, so you know this is a good thing to do if you do enjoy that. For sure.
I mean, if I knew you were out here in Oakland, I would have came to see you.
Oh, for sure. I'll be. I'm gonna try. I'm talking with Sheik. We're gonna try to get me back out there before the end of this year. So you know, look out for that on my socials. I had a lot of fun out there. The Hood Slam crowd is like, and the Hood Slam shows are just like nothing I've ever been a part of or seen before. But it was so awesome. You know, just being a part of it. Like Sheik is awesome. She's like a wrestling genius. So you know, it was really cool to work for her and meet her, and then you know, be able to wrestle in front of that crowd. Because you know, I've never wrestled in front of a crowd where it's just like everyone's standing. They're right up in the ring. There's no like, you know, it was awesome. It was they were Jordan Castle was doing commentary just over the loudspeaker. It was cool. It was so cool. I really enjoyed it a lot. Yeah.
So, if you could, where would you like to work? AEW, WWE, TNA,
Yeah.
and
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I've never been too picky about, you know, like I mean I grew up watching WWE and TNA, so you know I would love to do that, but then like AEW came around and that really changed the game for me. You know, it gave us another place to go, and you know I have a lot of people that I know that work there that I would love to you know be with. You know what I mean? Like two friends of mine, Jordan Oliver and Alec Price, busting the brain. They, you know, they got signed there this year, and you know they've been killing it. So you know those guys, and you know a bunch of people that you know I've met through this that I know over there. So that'd be something I would love to do also. And of course, New Japan's always a dream because that was kind of the thing that got me back into wrestling. Like I think just going to Japan in general and like working wherever would be um, a dream for me because you know that's kind of the style that me and David kind of gravitate towards. So being able to do that would be awesome.
if you do get signed by one of these big companies, would you like to be a singles wrestler or stay in a tag team?
Hey, I'm good with either. You know what I mean? I love David. If you know, like if it's a tag spot and that's what we get, I'm always I'm for sure down with that. Like you know, I would love to bring. You know, David's such a been a help to me in my career, and like you know, we've learned so much just from like being with each other and working with each other. That you know, he's a guy that like you know I really lean on when I got ideas and things like that and stuff that I kind of want to try, and I feel like it's vice versa. So you know, having him with me would be a huge help wherever you know that may be. So you know, I would definitely be for that, for sure. but I still like doing the single stuff too. So there's kind of the balance, and I feel like I have a good balance of that now, where I can do some single stuff and do some tag stuff, and we're both kind of doing that. So it's like we're kind of on the same page with that, and I think we understand like it's tag wrestlers. They like tag teams. Everyone needs tag teams. So if that's a better chance of us getting somewhere, we're always good for that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, hey, that's always good.
That would be awesome. I mean, yeah, and like I said, it's having someone with you for that ride. I feel like would definitely make it easier.
So you've been in the business about 4 years.
Yeah,
In,
working shows about 4 years, training for five, I guess. Yeah.
in those 4 years, have you ever gotten a major injury?
Knock on wood, no, I've not been anything. I dislocated my knee in college, my sophomore year of college football. That was really like throughout my whole career the only bad injury I had, football and otherwise. But yeah, I mean, I've been lucky. You can't really take anything for granted in wrestling because you never know. Stuff happens. So knock on wood, and you know, every time I go out there, whoever I'm wrestling or whatever, whoever I'm talking with, I'm always telling them like, have fun and let's be safe. Like, that's the most important thing at the end of the day is like, if we get to the back, no one's seriously hurt, no one's, injured, like, all right, that's fine. And then we can worry about how the match went after that. But, the first thing, with me, and I feel like, everyone has kind of been, making sure we keep each other safe. Cause, we, this is how we make it for some people, and for me it's we make money this way, and being hurt, you're not gonna make any money. So try to keep everyone safe for sure.
So let me ask you this. Has anybody told you that you look like AJ Styles?
No, so that is crazy because that's actually my favorite wrestler ever is AJ Styles. I think I have the hair now that he
Yeah,
had for a
yeah,
while. Yeah, I've gotten a lot lately. I've gotten Cam Scadaboo from the Giants, the Giants running back. I've gotten that a lot lately. But I think since my hair got longer, I've been getting that less. So I appreciate that one because yeah, AJ was my favorite. Even when like I was young, like watching TNA. I loved his theme song and the hood and everything. And then as I got older and watched him in New Japan and then go to WWE, like and he's my favorite ever wrestler. So that's awesome that you said that. I appreciate that. He's the man. Sad he's retired because that would be the one that I'd want. But I'm happy for him, and I'm just lucky I got to watch him throughout his career because he was
Well,
he was awesome.
well, you know these wrestlers, they come out of retirement, go back into retirement.
Oh yeah, it's true. Wrestling retirements are never final for sure.
So you still might have a chance.
Yeah, you never know. You never know. Maybe I'll get lucky with that, but yeah, for sure. Yeah, you never know with the wrestling retirements, as you've seen throughout history, for
Oh,
sure.
yeah. So how many promotions have you worked for in the 4 years of your career?
Oof, that's probably I don't even know. Um, so I count my matches. I had 160 matches as of
All right.
yesterday or 2 days ago was my last match. Um, so I'm trying to think. I mean, I don't even like because I've done a lot of too where it's just like I drive somewhere with someone and I'll get in a multi-man match at a promotion in wherever, and I don't really get that's really it. But I would say the main places that I'm working now are Power Pro Lucha for sure, in Philly, um, Jersey Championship Wrestling, and GCW as well. I've been starting to get a little more opportunities there. I just had my first singles match at GCW on Friday, which was awesome. I've been really working for opportunities like that. And then where else do I work? I'm trying to think. I do PPW a lot in Pennsylvania. There's so many promotions out here on the East Coast. There's no shortage of promotions for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
So Matt Pro is a place in Jersey that I work a lot. Flying V is a place in Maryland that I like to work. So there's so many around here, and there's so many to shout out that I'm gonna forget some for sure. But if you see me on a show, like it's gonna be on my Instagram if I'm gonna be on a show, and you know definitely check those places out because there's a lot of great wrestling. As on the West Coast, there's a lot of great wrestling out on the East Coast that needs to be supported, and so we're all grinding and we're just trying to you know level up. I feel like everyone that I know and everyone that I'm close with, we're all just trying to make each other better. So, yeah. But I couldn't even give you a count, to be honest. I probably forgot. There's probably been some that started and then they don't exist anymore that I've been a part of. So
Oh wow, okay,
yeah, probably in that time span it's probably been, yeah. So Constant Wrestling also, I want to shout them out. They're in New Jersey also. So
okay.
yeah. But if I forgot anyone, I'm sorry. But yeah, those are the ones that I got off the top of my mind that everyone should check out for sure.
So I was watching some of your stuff on YouTube.
Hmm.
I don't know if you wrestled him or are you still waiting, but his name was Stepdad.
Oh, Stepdad, yes. That was a really fun match with Stepdad. That was at Map Pro, one of the ones that I mentioned. He's the champion there. They call it the Grand Championship. That's the number one belt. We had a really great main event style match that I think we were both very proud of. He's awesome. And the stepdad stuff is always fun. And it's
Yeah.
he has that stepdad, that funny character, but when he can really work and go in the ring. He's an animal in there. So yeah, that was a really fun match to have for sure. And yeah, he's awesome for sure. Matt Pro on YouTube, they got some great stuff on there. Yeah, so yeah, that was a really fun match that I had with him, and that's pretty close to where my parents live, so they got to go see it.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So it was cool. It was a cool night for sure.
So what did your family think about you doing this as a career in wrestling?
So wait, what was that? Sorry, my thing broke up a little bit.
What are the feelings by your family members that you
Oh
do wrestling
yeah.
career?
Okay, feeling about my family, they love it. My dad was never, big. I mean, he's old, so he loved Bruno San Martino and stuff like that. As an old Italian man, that's who he loved. So, um, but my dad loves it. Like he'll try to get to every show that he can. He has Parkinson's, so it's hard for him. I mean, he's not doing terrible. Like he's been doing great, working out and stuff like that. So he's got the symptoms pretty good, but it's still hard for him. He gets tired. He's an older guy. It's hard for him to drive at night. Wrestling shows are at night. But if it's local in New Jersey, because he lives kind of down the beaches of New Jersey,
Mhm.
um, if it's by there, he'll try to come out with my mom. My mom, on the other hand, she likes it. She loves that I do it. She loves that I have something to do. But she is. I don't know if she likes watching me do it. Is a different thing. I remember when I wrestled Speedball Mike Bailey. She was there, and he was kicking me in the face a lot. And I remember watching back the video, and she had her hands over her eyes like this, couldn't watch for 5 straight minutes. But she likes it. She likes that I'm doing it, and she just sees how much I care about it. So she'll support me through whatever. And yeah, my dad loves it. He's become a fan now. So wherever I'm at, he'll try to get to if it's a driving distance for him.
Man, you mentioned Steve Mike Bailey. Gee.
Yes. He is. He's so awesome. That's another guy in AEW that one of the best people I know. Just in wrestling. Even since after that match, I was so early when I wrestled him. That was I probably just passed a year. It was probably 30 matches in. When I wrestled him.
Mhm.
And it was for his fightertainment promotion that he was doing.
Okay.
And it was just an awesome experience to work with him. And then since then, you know what I mean? He's someone that I could just message and bounce ideas off of. And whenever I see him at a show, if I mean I don't get to see him as much anymore because he's a busy man, but whenever I see them, they're always willing to talk to me, and anything that I have that they kind of um wanna anything. I send him matches and things like that. He's been such a not he's not he didn't train me, but he's been such a mentor that they I can't thank them enough for sure. Like they've been so instrumental on like my mindset of wrestling and what how I see it and how I even call matches now. So yeah, Speedball, they're awesome. Like I can't say enough. Someone that deserves everything that they're getting for sure.
So, what was your nerves like when you heard that you were going to be wrestling a
I thought
big?
it was a joke. I thought it was a joke. Because it was so Speedball runs these shows that they'll they're usually like no ring in a bar, but he wanted a ring. So they did it at Cheeseburger School, and I was the champion at Cheeseburger School at the time. Like he has like a YouTube show that Cheese does, that I was the champion of, and they posted that Speedball posted that, and I texted Cheese. I was like, "Did you know about this? Like, is this a joke?" And Cheese is like, "I had no idea about this. I don't still don't know to this day if he lied and if he knew." But yeah, that was how I found out. I couldn't believe it. I was doing cardio for days because I was like trying to get ready. I'm like, "Oh my god, this guy's gonna this Speedball's gonna make me run around like crazy." But yeah, it was an awesome match. Still probably my favorite match that I've had to this day. I think there's matches that because he was so they were so good in like leading me through that match because I was a younger wrestler and
Yeah.
getting me through and you know I'm proud of myself because I was able to hang and
Oh
go toe to toe, but they really like were the captain. I like so there's definitely more matches that I'm more prouder of that I've been kind of the guy that's kind of had to put it together and things like that. But like just bell to bell, that's probably my best match I've ever had for sure.
I know in the wrestling business that like heels and baby faces, which one are you and which one do you prefer to be?
Yeah. So I've done both, throughout. I think since I started doing the state champs thing with the football and the sports and all that stuff, there's definitely room for it to be heel. But
Mhm.
so far we've just done it face, and we've
Okay.
enjoyed it a lot. We've enjoyed it a lot doing it face, and the people love it. We just get to act like idiots and be ourselves, and you know they love it. Like David and I, we love sports, we love football, and we both played. He played at high school level. I played at Division 3 college level. Like we love it. So um, when that kind of got brought up to us, we were like, yeah, we'll do it, and it's been so fun to do it. And yeah, so definitely face has been what I've done most of my career.
Mhm.
I never I enjoy being a face for sure, and I think I have that style too, where it's like. Um, kind of the intense, like never die, like takes a lot to keep him down. So it's always been something like that. That's like people root for that in general. So but I would definitely not mind being a heel. Every time I've been a heel, I've also enjoyed it. So it's kind of mute far and in between when I do it, but. I do enjoy it, so I really don't have a preference. I'll do whatever is asked of me at a show.
But for you, what is more harder to get a reaction out of fans?
So I think in front of a new crowd, probably being like, I would honestly say like a baby face is probably harder, like in front of people that don't know who you are, because they don't
Mhm.
know who you are. You don't have any. They don't have any connection to you. Like as a heel, you go out there, you just you know fake high five a kid or something, or tell someone they're ugly, or you could just talk smack the whole time, and they'll start booing you if you're mean enough.
Yeah.
But being a face, like it's hard. Like you get out there and no one knows you, and there's no reaction. And I've been there plenty of times, but that's kind of where you got to do is like you got to put the work in the ring to get them and that's the best feeling is like when you're in front of a new crowd and like they don't know who you are and they're like and then you kind of get them during the match and you can feel kind of the switch where they're like okay like all right I'm gonna start cheering for this guy. That's a great feeling like during a match. So yeah, I would definitely say it's tougher to do that for sure. Doing the stuff that I'm doing now, I found it because I think finding a character is so important.
Mhm.
And finding this character has been made everything a lot.
Yeah.
more clear to me on how to do things like that. So yeah, but yeah, I would actually say like people might be surprised, like, but yeah, being a baby face and especially in front of people who don't know who you are, it's hard. It's hard, man.
Last two questions here.
Yeah.
Is there any future tag team goal coming to you guys?
Oh, we hope so. So we Power Pro Lucha in September. They're running Chronos Trios tournament, which they ran last year, and they crowned the first ever Trios champions. Who is
Okay.
now Cheeseburger and Gummy Boar, Erica Lee and Boar. Um, so me, David and I, we would love to find a third person and do that. Find a third state champ. Right now, we're trying to get our talent scout Avery Good. We're trying to convince him to because he's a retired guy, but he'll come back here and there. And we're trying to convince him that if you come back, we're gonna win this thing. So we're working on that. I think we need some more wins under our belt before we can fully convince him to get on board. He's
Okay.
been great to us. We've learned so much from him, but I think we gotta. That's definitely something that we want in the future. And then anywhere else, we would love to have some tag team gold for sure.
And the last question is, if you could put 5 independent wrestlers on the map, wrestler, who would you put on the?
So first, obviously, my tag partner David Moses.
Okay.
Um, Two guys that I'm really good friends with, Flying Ryan O'Neal, and Junie Underwood. Let me get two more for you. Who else? Who else? Who else? I'm trying to think of guys that aren't that big because there's guys that are great, like Manders is awesome, like KJ Orso. They're all great, but they kind of trying to get some lesser known
Yeah.
guys in there. Let's do Don Freeze is a
Okay.
guy that is awesome. And number five. We'll do Don Freeze's the training trainer Mike Skyros, a guy I've wrestled before as well. He's done a lot here in this area, but he's awesome. He needs to be everywhere. So I think all five of those guys, like Flying Ryan and Junie, have kind of been paving their own path, and they're doing great things. But yeah, the other all five of them, I think they should be everywhere. For sure. David as well. Like get us everywhere. Get David everywhere. We should be doing it. Don Freeze, the man, and Mike Scaros, and I'll shout out Devious Cass as well. He's another. I'm cheating. I'm doing six, so we'll do Devious Cass as well. Another dojo guy who's only 19 years old and is amazing. So yeah, that's another guy.
Well, thank you for the opportunity. And is there anything that you want to plug or?
Um, no, I think just plug me. I'll plug my socials everywhere. Sturdy Sal, 46, Sturdy Sal 46 on all the socials. That's Twitter. I still call it Twitter. So Twitter, X, whatever, Instagram, TikTok. Give me a follow on there. And yeah, just look out for the state champs and the Sturdy Sal coming to city near you to wrestle. So yeah, that's it. And if let promotions know if you're interested in me coming out anywhere, let them know. Bring Sturdy Sal, bring the state champs out. We would love to do it. So yeah, thank you for having me. It was really fun talking to you. I appreciate it. Great questions as well. Thank you for that. Yeah,
Anytime, and thank you once again. Have a
yeah,
good
no problem. All right, have a good night.